coaching this generation's real estate superstars. Harris Real Estate University.
So a lot of people, I talked to, I think it was Jim earlier in the day, and he was asking me a little bit about electronic signatures, and he said, well, Austin, it's almost not even worth my time, because if I electronically sign these documents and then the lender tells me that it's not acceptable, then I got to go back and I have to redo everything. And I said, yeah, it may not be worth your time. But there are a lot of things happening in the industry that is encouraging the electronic signature movement. And examples of that would be the FHA's announcement of accepting electronic signatures on all deals that are insured, all mortgages that are insured and backed by the FHA. Other movements that are taking place by companies like ours, companies like DocuSigns. We're doing everything that we can to educate the industry and make it more knowledgeable, to just give everybody the awareness that I think is missing. But I think it will come with time. We are finding more and more that the denial or the rejection of electronic signatures is decreasing at a very significant rate, because more and more people are becoming aware of the technology and how it works. But my main purpose for bringing electronic signatures up is because I think it's a topic that we're all hearing a lot about. I know a lot of real estate brokerages across the country, their main mission in some cases is to go completely paperless. And the reason that they're moving in that direction is because the efficiency and ultimately the security that results from an electronic transaction. These electronic signatures, basically, when a party acknowledges that they want to do business electronically and they take some action to make that acknowledgement, that forms a legally binding electronic signature. The reason it becomes, or it's at least perceived as being more secure, is it tracks everything associated with the transaction. So it tracks the time, it tracks the date, it tracks the location that every signature is signed from. So someday in the future, there will be the majority of transactions that are conducted electronically, just because it's that much more efficient. But I think we're in the middle of that transition, and anytime there's change, there's resistance. So I think that's where most of the resistance comes on the electronic signature front. But of course, I would defend that electronic signatures are easier and are worth your time, are worth your investment, even for the 10% of the lenders that may reject them at first glance. But that's
Austin, to be fair, I'm all about it, and I want to be as virtual and paperless as possible. What my comment was also too was, I've got plenty of battles that I have to fight with the lenders and with the short sale, with the negotiators. That battle is one at the end of the day that do I take on. And you know, I mean, I've got to educate loan agents on how to do a loan. I've got to educate real estate agents on how to do a real estate transaction to close our transactions, because they don't have a clue.
Yep.
And then I got to get on the phone with, you know, the person who's about to shred my short sale file, which they will, because it's got an electronic signature, because Wells Fargo will allow it on their loan docs when they do a loan, but they say they won't do it on their short sale. Or JP Morgan. All these companies will take that digital signature on loan docs. They're perfectly fine with it. But they somehow say that legal crap, somebody, you know, moving some cheese around, says no. So, you know, I'd love to know how or what I can say or who I can tell them to go to move that along.
Okay.
I'm all about it. I want that.
The answer is the legislation that I cited before. I think what you're going to see more companies like us doing, I know this is what we're doing, is we're trying to provide we're trying to provide the lenders with information that's accessible to them that tells them that. Citing the legislation on cover letters, citing the legislation on the bottom of documents, providing portals, verification portals that allow somebody to log in, a lender or a real estate agent to log in, input a transaction code and confirm all the information that has been captured on that signature activity. So I think it's going to be our job ultimately to give you that information, because you need to be able to do what you do best, which is selling. And I see that happening, and I do not see electronic signature resistance as being a huge problem that's going to last an extended period of time.
For free daily coaching, go to timandjulieharris.com. Harris Real Estate University.